Hey guys, it's your VFit coach, and this video is about making quick body transformations. And it's not for everyone, it's for about people that are really serious about getting fit and doing it naturally without using performance enhancement drugs, without any banned substances or weird substances, doing it naturally. And let's start off with everybody has a magical solution. And everybody's claiming you should do this exercise instead of that, or you are doing it wrong, you're going to hurt yourself, or you need to take this for fat loss, you need to take this for muscle gain. So perhaps we all need to stop and think for a moment. Think about the history of fitness. And in the past, the millions of people that got in shape before all these substances existed. Okay, first of all, let's tribute Mr. Jack LaLanne. If you don't know who Jack LaLanne is, please look him up. His story is worth the while. And today, the reason why we have gyms is mainly because of him. Because gyms back in the days in the 1940s, 50s was for professional athletes, people that played sports, competitive sports. So these public gyms that have memberships, Jack LaLanne was the first to open up one. And of course, in the Bay Area, California, I believe it was in Oakland. And what's amazing about him is he was one of the first bodybuilders in the Bronze Age, and he looked fabulous. You look at his photos online, he looked fabulous then and looked fabulous as he aged. And he also had his own show, the Jack LaLanne Show, aired in the 50s all the way to the 60s. But what is truly amazing is when he became 40, he began performing all these amazing feats, such as swimming to Alcatraz in handcuffs. Okay, this is over the age of 40. He also pulled 70 tugboats, and he swam the distance of the Golden Gate Bridge doing that. So he made amazing feats over the age of 40. Rest in peace, he lived till age 96, and all of this naturally. So he didn't take supplements because they didn't really exist. He did create his own protein juicer shakes, smoothies, whatever you call them. But think about it. All these people that got in shape, including Jack LaLanne, people that he influenced, didn't have substance and they'd gotten into extra shape. So you have to think about it. All these miracle techniques you get from influencers today, or these miracle substances that you get, how much more of a shortcut is it, rather than doing it the old-fashioned way like Jack LaLanne and all his colleagues done it? So you think about that. Usually the first step before you start a structured fitness plan is to have goals. And then within these goals, you have objectives to meet, certain deadlines. But most people just want to get in shape and feel good. Aesthetically, they want to look good. And there's people that play sports. So if you play sports, you probably need specialized coaching or specialized techniques to get you in shape. However, for the majority of people that want to look good, want to maybe bodybuild or improve sports, recreation sports, general weight training, and all the basic movements. The basic movements that you do are more important than getting fancy. So don't think that you have to do fancy exercises to, build chest muscles or shoulder muscles. A lot of the basics indeed still work. Now, for athletes that play sports, yes, you should do weight training on your off season, because it benefits you a lot in being explosive, endurance, and stamina. So first of all, set those goals. I'm going to turn age 57, believe it or not, in less than 2 months. And I don't really take that many supplements. However, that doesn't mean I shouldn't, because as I age, I could tell my recovery, my joints are not keeping up with the muscle growth. So occasionally, yeah, I do get joint pain. It's not that bad that you think. However, I should start thinking about taking supplements to prevent deficiencies. So, for example, vitamin A, D, K1, those are some of the regular deficiencies. You may have to take glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, so forth for your joints. But also there's a lot of supplements that can help, with your longevity and your digestive system. So not all supplements are bad. But don't wait too long. Don't wait until you have a deficiency to take a supplement. You should really do some more research and thinking about starting as you get older. Also remember, not all supplements in the store are considered natural. For example, it says dandelion. Okay, dandelion is a natural plant. However, it could be 50, dense dandelions compressed into to make that supplement, which, you question yourself, is that natural now? Because too much of something is usually bad. So through the years of coaching, programs have gotten better. Programs have got smarter. So you need smart coaching. Smarter coaching outweighs all these magical substances that you could take these days, or all these magic pills or supplements that people are offering. So smarter programming is the key, or is the best value. Do it naturally. It's more safe. There's less adverse effects down the road. And I've myself have spent around 3 years doing new research to enhance my program. And I've created this acronym called BRAVE, B-R-A-V-E. B stands for balanced, R stands for recovery, A for adaptation, V for volume, and E for expenditure. So once you understand the details of each of those acronyms, you get an idea, especially when you're watching this video, you'll get an idea of how I implement them in the structure of my programming. Okay, now we're getting into the guts of this video, which is called the quickest body transformation. And what I'm going to reveal to you is techniques that you may have not heard before. These are exclusive techniques of my experience training physique competitors, bikini competitors, figure competitors for 15, 20 years. And 40 of them hit the stage. We have over 40 trophies. I myself have about 9 trophies. And these are mainly for aesthetics. Now, maybe some of you don't want to compete. That's okay. Because what I'm going to reveal is the technique of optimized technique that a competitor goes through. And once you know all the details of this technique, you could scale it down to what's more suitable for you. So let's go over the technique. First of all, if you were to compete in a bikini contest or a body competition, you would have to meet certain parameters first to say we could do it within 120 days. So usually I tell my clients, you're not ready for coaching until you get your body fat down. And then we commit to a 4-month plan, 120 days, and we have different cycles within those 120 days. So first of all, ideal for females, you have to be under 30% body fat. In the past, recently I've improved the program so that it doesn't take too long, because if you're 30% body fat, that could take a whole year for some people. But I've narrowed it down because the techniques got better. I could probably get you into competition stage shape within 4 months if you're under 30, a little bit under 30%. Now, for males, you have to be under 26%. And we need to drop you down to, for females, 30% all the way down to 15%. 15% is, for females, is going to look great on stage. For guys, we've got to get you under 10%. And it depends what categories, and everybody's a little different. Some people look great with 10% body fat. Some people look great with 15% body fat. So not talking about pros. Pros have been training for years. So this is to get you to a physique level that you've never been in your whole entire life. So next I want to talk about acknowledgement. Acknowledging 2 key areas that you need to program into your head. One, the food on your plate. You have to make it a habit of knowing what you're putting into your body. Breaking them down into macros. First of all, know the calories, or get a ballpark calories of what's on your plate. Then you look at the macros: protein, fat, carbs. Try and estimate all the food 5 times a day. So it's something you have to think about every day. How many calories did you put in your body? How much protein did you get? And then part of this number 1 acknowledgement is the activity level. Okay, so what kind of activity level? Think at the end of the day, was I active today, or did I work out? I didn't work out and I sat or I slept, watched TV, was on my phone. So think about that. That is number 1. So what's on your plate? and also what's your activity level. Number two, the effort. Really think about how much effort you need to put in per 3 days per week. Don't think long term, think of the week. And if you don't put enough effort within that week, make it up. Make it up the following week. So those are key two ingredients that you need to just acknowledge and program in your head so that you think about it almost every single day. Okay, so what you see here is a typical exercise commitment schedule. And you can see I've broken them down to 3 phases: weeks 1 through 6, week 7 through 12, 13 through 16th, 3 cycles. So the 4 hours per week for the first 6 weeks, that could be 3 hours of weight training, 1 hour of cardio. It depends where you are when you come into this program. If you're already lean and you don't have enough muscle, maybe you just do 4 hours of weight training and don't do any cardio in the first cycle. Some people have muscle, so maybe I'm going to say, okay, 2 hours of weight training per week. It doesn't have to be in one session. Could be 1 hour on Monday, 1 hour on Thursday, and then 2 hours of cardio. And you can see week 7 through 12, that's going to be an extra an hour to 5 hours a week, and then 13, 16 would be 6 hours per week. So for those of you who are not familiar with this is actually really a lot less than what a lot of other people are doing these days. I've known people that work out 12 hours per week to get in shape and they get in shape, but they hit plateaus. So there's a reason why it gradually increases to each cycle. You need to be more optimized and efficient with these 4 hours of commitment for that week. It has to be precise. So if you slack off, you don't meet certain volume per workout, yeah, we're going to have to increase your hours per week. Okay, this next chart goes over a few rules. So nutrition, you have to have good awareness of your nutrition. Understand what is a carb, what foods are carbs. Understand your portions, understand how much protein requirements you need, and including water, how much liquids you need to put in your body, how much sugar. So nutrition is an important part. The second rule is to track your workout volume. There's so many variances because the gym is so crowded. So you may not actually get to the equipment that you want to do. You end up doing something else, an alternative. And how do you track the volume if it's something totally different? And that happens quite often. It happened to me the other day. I was waiting for a lat pull down and I gave up. It's like 10 minutes. So I decided to do a plate loaded lat pull down. And I had to look it up because I want to make sure I get enough volume that it's equivalent or it's a progression from the last time I did a lat pull down. Okay, so you get the idea. You need to track your workouts. You need to track out volume in order to create a progression. And number 3, the third rule is to participate in a physical activity. So if you're trying to get in your shape, you can't just rely on the workouts itself. You should think about, one of my clients does Indian classical dance. Okay, taking a class or just going for a hike, maybe 2 hours once a week. So think about implementing a different activity other than your weight training. Okay, now we get to the fun stuff. This is the actual procedure, what one of my competitors will go through or myself will go through. Everybody's different, so it may be adjusted according to your sleep patterns, according to what you need then and there. So on lifting days, for someone that's about my body weight, 145 pounds, I would probably need 1,400 to 1,600 calories, maybe a little bit more on my heavy days. But for the first phase of lifting days, the first cycle of lifting days, 1,416 calories would be okay. And this is to help me lean down too. So if you see 6:30, start with breakfast, about 400 calories. Your macros broken down, 60% carbs, 30% protein, 10% fat. And there's a reason why it's broken down into these portions. You need to boost your glucose up so you could utilize it for your workout. You need glucose to lift weights, to lift heavy weights. Okay, and then at 8 o'clock, an hour and a half past, that food that you ate is turning into glucose. You need to do a general warm-up, 7 to 10 minutes. That means walking on a treadmill. That's a general warm-up. After that, you do a specific warm-up. If it's going to be leg days, you do these leg warm-ups. It's going to be upper body. Well, you don't have to do the leg warm-ups. You do the upper body warm-ups. 8:15 is time to lift. Pick about 2 or 3 muscle groups and do about 2 exercises per muscle group. Hit it hard. Lift heavy, 6 to 8 reps. That means it has to be failure near 8 reps. You need to create failure. And you're going to do 3 to 6 reps. It depends what level you are. If you're beginner, 3 sets are going to be fine. But if you're more advanced, you're going to realize you need to do 6 sets per exercise. Okay, and then comes 9:15. It's been an hour. Do your cardio. If you need to get in shape, you want also to improve your heart, do some cardio. I don't want you to listen to other people say, oh, you don't need to do cardio. Do your cardio because it benefits overall. It benefits your heart. It benefits the overall program. And then after cardio, quick recovery, maybe 150 calories of a protein shake. Restore what you've lost. Your body is now hungry. It wants to repair itself. So don't let it wait and let you go into this catabolic stage. You need to restore it with protein and a little bit of carbs. Then you could go into the sauna to try and drop some of that water and trying to relax and cool down. Sounds kind of funny, huh? You're going to cool down in the sauna. More like you're going to get hot in the sauna. So it depends how hot the sauna is how long you stay. The sauna that I go to is pretty hot. It feels like 180 degrees in there, sometimes 190, 200. So I only can stay 10 minutes. And then what I do is take a break for 5 minutes, go back in after 5 minutes for another 10 minutes. And, also be very careful. Don't stay hydrated. Don't push it. It's not a contest in the sauna. And comes 11:30. This is your biggest meal of the day. 400, 500. For some of you, maybe 600. And you see the protein, the macros have broken down. 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fat. Eat your biggest meal after you work out and not too close to the evening where you could use it. You could use the food to repair it. You eat it too close to the evening, like a 6, like the typical American diet, you tend to store some of that food and you don't utilize it. That's how it becomes fat usually. 4 o'clock, have a small snack. Could be almonds, could be a protein shake again, could be egg whites, something light. And then at 7 is a light meal. And usually I go with some light chicken or fish, maybe sweet potato. It's a carb, but it's fine. It's not like you have to, you don't have to disown carbs in the evening forever. You could have some carbs in the evening as well. Water is important. If you notice, I put down 144 ounce. Some of you will need less, some of you may need a little bit more, but most of you are not consuming that much water. And you need to drink water to lose water. Sounds kind of funny, but it's actually true. So what you want to do is the water will help everything circulate better. It'll help your nutrients go to your muscles. It'll also replenish the old water, and it'll also teach your body how to release water quicker. Okay, let's look at the cardio days. These are the days when you are just planning to dedicate cardio. These are the days where you are assigned to do cardio only without weight training. If you looked earlier, when you lift, I would suggest doing cardio right after. But there's going to be days where we would just want you to just do cardio. And you could do light activity. So let's look at the schedule. 6:30, get up, do some light exercise, go walk around your neighborhood, maybe walk the dog, light exercise, house chores. 7 o'clock, have your breakfast. Okay, 400 calories, a very similar 40-40-20 rule. Okay, we're not going to get too drastic on these cardio days. Your main meal, again, around 11. And then 3 o'clock, you have a snack. So this schedule is meant if you're going to do cardio in the evening. If you do in the morning, you don't have to worry about the 4-hour rule, but look at that 4-hour rule. So if you're going to do cardio, you should try and get rid of the food that's in your system. You don't want to be starving though. You don't want to do fasted cardio. Fasted cardio is just way too long. Those are the people that eat at 6 p.m. and then they do cardio first thing in the morning at 7 and they don't eat till like 11. So they are fasted during the cardio stage, which I don't recommend. I mean, it'll work temporarily, but I don't recommend it because your nitrogen balance drops to a negative state and you need to get back up. And the only way you can do that is to eat. So if you eat a little bit, you will still get into your fat stores. So the 4-hour rule, if you're gonna work out at night, make sure your body's almost completely empty. You can drink water, of course, and then do cardio. This one says 7 o'clock, do it for 45 to 60 minutes at THR, your target heart rate. There's other videos where you could determine your target heart rate. And then at 8 o'clock, a light meal, only 300 calories. So the cardio days, you have to think of eating less in the evening. Resting days, and it's quite simple. Your intake is less, 1300, 1350. Now you're resting, you're not working out. This is still time for you to build muscle. So there's still a little bit light exercise in the morning. Keep yourself active, get the blood flowing so you burn more calories than just being sedentary all day. And you can see the schedule: 7, breakfast, 11, main meal, snack at 3, 7 o'clock, still 4 meals per day. But really watch those calories on your resting day. Okay, this last chart is to show you some scheduling examples. So for each phase or each cycle, weeks 1 through 6, I would probably recommend a strength endurance cycle, meaning you're not lifting 100% heavy, you're lifting probably close to 80 to 90% of your max weight. And you do it less often. You have a moderate workout on day 1, and then maybe a few days later, it might be Thursday, you go heavy. And then comes the weekend, do your dedicated cardio. So this is very typical, and the following week would be the same. Now, week 7, 12, if you're ready for it, that's when we do the muscle gain cycle. And this is where you're probably gonna have to consume more calories, but you're gonna be lifting heavier, and you're probably gonna perform a little bit more cardio. So you're upping the level of activity through the second cycle in all areas: food, more heavy lifting, and more cardio. So your body's ready for this. Now, getting to the final 12 to 16 weeks, which is the last phase, it's a combination of both. So your muscle and lean, you're going to work out more. You can do about the same amount of cardio twice a week, or maybe even more. And this is when you start burning more fat and you're maintaining the muscle that you have. So it's important through each stage that you make the effort to meet the objectives. For example, the second stage, which is the muscle gain stage, you have to build enough muscle to look ready for a stage, or the desired muscle to look great. The reason why I'm doing this is to broaden the education of a lot of fitness enthusiasts, but mainly to promote my workshop. Also, I do consulting, and if you're interested, all the details will be in the description, and you can also get 50% if you apply this code. The code is VFIT, VFIT, QBT. So if you mention that, you will get 50% off my consulting workshop. The consulting workshop is a lot of the details that are built in this program, plus a bag of chips. So it's worth your while. Check it out. The description is in the bottom. So thanks for watching.